5 tips for wheeling your Surron easier. Let's get to it, people. Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Mike Diesel. I'm out here with Corey Vlogs and our buddy Justin, and we're practicing wheelies. If you guys have stumbled on this video and you want to know how do you wheelie your Surron, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips today on how to do such a thing. Today's video, I'll be picking one random comment to give away this beautiful air compressor that fits in your pocket. I just bought a bunch of them. This isn't a brand deal. I don't even know who this brand is, but I got a bunch of them at my house and I want to give one away to someone that leaves a comment. So leave a comment, you'll be entering the giveaway, and then next video after this one, I'll go ahead and say who wins. Yeah, look at the splurge on that thing.
Come on, you're not taking it from me.
So last video we went ahead and unveiled the Surron. I let you guys know that I bought it for $500. If you're curious how I got this thing for $500 out of pocket, go ahead and check out that video. Today we're focusing on my buddy Justin and Corey Vlogs here. They want to know how to wheelie their Surrons and the Grom, but today we're going to be focusing mainly on the Surron, but we'll also be making a video on the Grom as far as 5 tips to make yourself wheelie easier on the Grom.
You see me fall in the background.
Basically, rookie Surron wheelie master Corey Vlogs. I'm going to be giving him 5 tips to wheelie in his Surron easier, since this is ground zero for him. A little background: Corey does know how to wheelie his KLX 300. He knows how to scrape a Grom. And Justin here is pretty ground zero. He hasn't scraped a Grom just yet. He has the basics. He knows how to ride a bike.
Grom is clearly step 1. Step 1.
So guys, I've devised a quick list, 5 tips to make you wheelie your Surron easier. This isn't going to be a tutorial for how to wheelie your Surron. This is just the 5 starting points to make sure that you're at the right point before you start to really send that thing. The 5 tips to wheelie your Surron. The first one is your bike setup, people. You want to know first and foremost what kind of bike you're riding, what it's capable of, what kind of parts that it has, and if that's going to help you or make it harder to wheelie. So Corey here, he's got a bone stock Surron, it looks like. It's actually a Segway, so it's an older model, but basically the same thing. He's got a stock sprocket, so I can't really rely on him to wheelie as easy as my bike, so I have to give him some advice, basically yanking the bike up a little bit harder than mine if he's trying to use my wheelies as an example. Other than that, he's got a stock power plant, so the bike doesn't really have much get up and go. It doesn't give you any extra oomph. He has the stock brakes, so my bike has aftermarket brakes that make them real nice and soft and whatnot. His are nice and stiff. So all these things you want to keep into mind. If you get on your buddy's bike and you learn how to wheelie like a monster, and then you get on your bone stock Surron and eat it, it's probably because your bike's not set up to wheelie like his. So first and foremost, understand your bike. Go on Google, go wherever you need to do, figure out what exactly you're riding, whether it's a Surron, Grom, 636, KLX, it don't really matter. Just make sure you know your bike first and foremost. Tip number 2 to wheeling your Surron easier is location, people. This is the big one. This is really covering the mental side of things. We got Justin here, he's fully geared up. We got Corey here fully geared up, but the key component is that we're in the middle of a parking lot with no other vehicles, nothing to worry about. You're just not learning how to wheelie your Surron, so you're probably going to get embarrassed when you loop it, right? Yeah, so why do it in front of a crowd of chicks downtown or something when you can do it here in the parking lot where construction workers are laughing at you from a distance and you can't see them, you know? Tip number 2 is location. Don't make it harder on yourself to wheelie out in somewhere where there's cars and other objects getting in your way. Pick an open area, so if you crash, you're only worried about the ground that damages your bike. You're not worried about hitting stuff. Yeah, that's the main thing. Location, location, location. And another one is, if you guys suck at wheelies and you're learning and you're doing it in a public spot, people are going to hate on our bikes and our culture and whatever you want to call it, just because you're making a bad example. So the first 2 tips are bike setup and location. Now we're going to get with Corey on his Surron, and I'm going to ride with him and basically use him as an example for the next 3 tips. All right, I'm just going to follow you and see what you do here. All right, so he's bringing it up. So tip number 3 for wheeling a Surron easier is all about your body positioning. You see how he's pretty straightforward. He's got his body somewhat relaxed. He's new to this, so he's not going to be super loose and comfortable, but he's giving himself a little bit of tension as far as keeping the bars nice and tight, but still loosening himself up when it comes to twisting the throttle back. And this is perfect practice. You're going back and forth, up and down the lot. You come to a stop when it gets a little out of control or it doesn't get up how you want it to, and you put it right back down, bring it back to a stop, put it back down, slow it back down. Look at that, he's about to run out a lot, so he's not going to try another one. He's going to make a U-turn, look back at his bike, act like there's something wrong with it. That's his excuse.
I gotta lower the tire pressure just a little bit.
Yeah, worst case, just make up an excuse. It's tire pressure, whatever it is. When your coach is looking at you in disappointment, just make sure you have some kind of excuse ready. And that's going to be the tire pressure for Corey here. So that's not bad practice, people, but let's just get a little further into this body positioning. So the body positioning and stiffness is going to be your third main tip for wheeling a sur-ron easier. Corey right here is not super comfortable with the amount of tire pressure he has, and as you guys know, if you have lower tire pressure, it's going to help the bike wheelie straight, but if you have higher tire pressure, it's going to let you circle the bike or just maneuver it around obstacles and whatnot a lot easier. Corey's just worried about staying straight and upright, so he doesn't care about having high pressure. He's going to lower his tire pressure, and hopefully now that he's got a couple wheelies up in the air, he should be starting to loosen his body up a lot more and quit being stiff like a scarecrow. Look at that, yanked it right up. Okay, all right. Oh!
Gosh.
Yeah, now he's getting the feel of it. His body's starting to loosen up, so it's not fighting the bike when it comes up. Like right there, he was stiff, so it's fighting it. But right there, boom, he's riding it a little bit. He's good. So the trick with these Surrons, especially the 17-inch wheels that I found, is getting it up quickly and not losing your momentum, especially with the stock motor, which a lot of you guys might have. Stock motor, controller, battery, all that good stuff. So his main focus is to get it up where he wants it to be and not chopping the throttle. That way he doesn't lose his momentum and his RPMs, for lack of better words, on an e-bike. And basically just catch that wheelie before it wants to fall down. And like I was saying, my brakes are aftermarket. They're a lot nicer, so they're softer, but they're also stronger. So you can use that to your advantage, basically grazing it the whole time. Whereas with his brakes are stock Surron brakes, so you guys might notice that they're like an on and off switch. So it doesn't give you any help as far as learning wheelies with the stock brake setup. The perk with it though is that it takes a while for these stock brakes to wear down. So as you can see, man, this is repetitive, just back to back to back, just over and over and over again. He's starting to get it. Right there, he was chasing it. He already knows he needs to get it up a little bit higher, and then he's not relying on the bike to fight so much to stay with it. So he just needs to sling it back one time, have a chance where he's not smashing the brake, like that. Boom, that was it. And you know, it feels weightless right there. He's pretty casual. Tip number 4 to wheeling your Surron easier. We can still keep watching Corey to explain this next tip, but this is what I was explaining a second ago, is understanding your brakes. So getting back to what I said originally, if your buddy has super nice brakes on his bike and you're trying to wheelie yours afterwards, it might just feel like night and day difference and discourage you, but the fact is your brakes are the key component as far as comfort on your bike, in my opinion. That's why I made my own handbrake bracket for my big bikes. That way I'd have consistency. Any bike I switch to basically have that same brake feeling between master cylinders, rotors, and everything else. So when I say understanding your brakes, you need to understand what your brake does. If it's an on and off switch, you know, if you want to ride 2 wheels down and basically just cover your brake and slowly graze it to see when it starts to give you resistance. So my pads are pretty shot, so I know that all the way to the bar is when the brakes start to engage. So with that knowledge, I can use that with my wheelies in order to not be scared or surprised whenever I bring it up, and that's the point where it stops me. So I'll give you guys some POVs real quick. This is basically what Corey's doing right here. He's just popping it up, getting a little sideways, putting it down, and then straightening back out. He's popping it up, getting it back, boom, hitting the brake. Obviously I dropped back to balance point right there. How you looking?
I'm just struggling getting up to that balance point.
You just got to trust that brake. These things with the Surrons, dude, they're deceiving because they're so light and there's nothing to them that when you get back there you feel like it's so wrong. But yeah, if you just give it a second to chill and just see what it does, yeah, worst case you run off the back of it, you're going 5 miles an hour. Yeah. I mean, it's a bicycle at the end of the day. Remember, it's like a BMX bike. You're just trying to manual BMX bike right now.
All right.
That bike, you'll manhandle that bike when it comes down to it. Yeah. So keep that in mind, man. This is like a 130-pound bike. This isn't a 300-pound ZX6R. So I think learning how to wheelie on these new e-bikes that are starting to trend is super cheat codes for people. And I promise you could be like an old man, a little 10-year-old kid, like anybody's capable of wheeling these things with just the right technique. So right here, Corey's he's just not trying to flex for the cramp. Okay, okay. There you go. I was about to dog him, but he's just, Corey right now needs to get out of his comfort zone. That's all that really is. Right now he's trying to build consistency. And a good saying I like to have is people that learn quick have beat up bikes, and people that have clean bikes don't learn that quick. I think I worded it differently in the past, but you get the point. That's a clean segue, and mine's all busted because I'll just be pushing the limits. So it just depends. How bad do you want it? Do you want to just destroy your Surron the first week of owning it but know how to do a bunch of tricks, or do you just want to take your sweet time? And another big thing that I would recommend is if you got people near you that know how to do tricks that you want to learn, definitely ride with them. The more that you ride with them, it's just a chain reaction. You're going to start picking up their style, their flow. And if you're smart, oh, let's go! Right, that was it, dude. Look at that. Look at that.
Brought it back down. I know the brake is there now.
All right, so we're starting to get some progress with this guy.
I
know this video is pretty repetitive. We're just going up and down the lot, people, but this is what training looks like. Don't matter what you're on, man. Be a weightlifter, just working out, repping left and right. Yes, sir. All right, so tip number 4, wheeling your Surron easier. I think it's a super good example right here. It's understanding your brakes. So the first wheelie, you know, you're gonna jam that brake. Yep. You're probably gonna jam it up before it even gets to balance point. And the fact that you're using so much brake slams it down more and more. But the more repetition you do on those wheelies back to back to back, the less and less reliant you are on your brake. Yep. And it gets to the point where you just pop it up and you barely even touch it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then you see my style, I yank it up like instantaneously and I stab the brake. So that's almost like my stopping point. I'm not catching it and I'm not yanking it up and chasing it to balance point. I'm kind of force feeding it in a sense. I just yank it up and hit the brake. So there's 2 different ways you can do it. Like the way Corey's doing it, super smooth and clean. And then it's just a matter of getting more and more comfortable with that drop back and relying less on the throttle, and that's how you get the more distance and coast. And you get to the point where once you get that drop back dialed, you can start to just squeeze the brake slowly, and you get that sweet spot of holding the brake when you're dropped back, and you'll just see you'll see the miles per hour just fall. And I mean, it's crazy what you can do with these bikes, because the biggest thing with these Surrons is you can't stall them. So if you're going 40 miles an hour and you graze that brake all the way to a stop at the end of this lot to 1 mile an hour, it's not going to stall on you. You can then turn it into a circle wheelie or whatever it is. So endless options as far as riding these Surrons and getting creative stunt riding on them. So tip number 4, understanding your brakes. Repetition over and over and over again. Piece by piece, you're going to get into a new situation every time you ride your bike and do something, and it's going to make or break you. You're either going to crash or you're going to find a way to save it. And then at that point, when you get in that situation again, you'll know exactly what to do. So that's why stunt riding and consistency and repetition is so important. And you just keep it moving. Woo! There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. This guy is about to graduate. We're gonna go to the Grom Academy soon.
Okay, we're gonna get this right here. This one's for Mike Diesel.
Let's get it, baby.
Let's go.
Take her home.
Oh my God. And I'm afraid that I'm gonna pull the clutch in when I go to wheelie my big bike.
You're afraid you're gonna give me a good thumbnail is what you're afraid of. The 5th and final tip to wheeling your Surron is a simple one. 1 piece at a time, people. The 5th and final tip is 1 piece at a time. Corey is showing it perfectly, man. We're just doing 1 piece at a time here. He's coming to a stop. He's popping it up. He's riding that thing. He's getting it smooth, and he's putting it down. So when I say 1 piece at a time, I didn't cheer him on after his first sit down, and now he's trying to stand up and seat standards and everything else. This man is going to lock these sit downs in until he's got them freaking down pat. They're going to be calling him sit down Corey, and then he's going to move on to the next trick. And that's consistency. That's basically what tip number 5 covers. You build good riding habits. You're not going to be 20 trick pony that's super sloppy. You'll have a whole pile of tricks over time, but 1 piece at a time is going to build good technique. It's going to build consistency, and it gives you a nice pace at building confidence.
Barely tapping and bring it back up.
Look at that guy. Look at, now he's giving tutorials. Come on, we need a long one.
Long one? Yeah. I got you.
Maybe some momentum. Yo! Hey! Yeah, if you get a little bit momentum and just kind of trust that brake,
Yeah.
remember, more momentum, less brake needed.
Yeah.
You can use that engine brake. Oh, one thing I didn't mention with knowing your bike is these bikes have regenerative brakes, like 7 different settings. Mine's completely off. So that's another big thing to keep in mind. If you chop the throttle on some of these bikes, the settings might have the brakes automatically start to kick on with the engine. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I personally want to feel every little nook and cranny of power change on this bike, so I turn the engine brake completely off and only rely on gravity and my brakes to bring me back down from a wheelie. Corey's right here. He's chasing it out. He's kind of losing the momentum. If he goes in a little inch back further, he'll be in there. So the 5 tips to wheelie in your Surron easier. Knowing your bike. I know exactly what this bike is in and out. Even though I'm new to Surrons, I've studied this bike as far as the parts that I put on it. I'm predicting what they're gonna do. Step number 2 is your location. Make sure you're in a nice spot that you can practice without bothering people bothering you, any extra obstacles, things getting in your way as far as just added risks and stuff like that. I mean, you love your bike. You're gonna be pushing it anyways, crashing most likely, learning these tricks. So the best thing that you can do is not give yourself extra reasons to crash, and that's being in a good location. Tip number 3 is your body position and stiffness. You guys see, I'm a loosey goose. I'm a loosey guy, right? I'm a loosey guy. But that's because I've gotten comfy with that. And there's a sweet spot. You know, if you're loose like that and you're new to this, you're probably gonna crash. But there's a rhythm to it. And basically, I was given tips with Corey as far as the proper amount of stiffness, but it's really just a sweet spot. You know, if the bike isn't adjusting how you want it to, you're probably too stiff. But if the bike is all over the place, you're probably too loose. So it's really just a matter of finding that perfect sweet spot. And a big one for me, riding dirt bikes or thin bikes, is having my legs right here pinched. See how my knees are nice and pinched to the bike? When I start to spread them out, it gets a little crazy. But right when you get your body position nice and tight, but your arms are somewhat loose, it allows the bike freely to maneuver, but it also keeps you nice and controlled and tight. Tip number 4 is knowing your brakes. I know how to use brakes, obviously, but my first night riding on the Surron, I had stock brakes and I was pushing this thing to the limits, and I basically came to a stop from 40 miles an hour right here. And when I came to a stop, the bike just looped out and I just landed on my back and it sucked. So yeah, know your brakes. And these are bicycle brakes. These aren't motorcycle brakes. So if you push them like a motorcycle, they're bound to overheat a lot quicker than a motorcycle brakes would.
Whoa!
Alright guys, and I wanted to end this last tip on a nice piece of mental advice. One piece at a time, people. Whether you're on a Surron, you're on a big bike, small bike, it don't matter. Your buddy could be killing it on a Grom, and all you can afford is a busted up R6, and it's 10 times harder, you know. But the thing is, one piece at a time, people. It's not a race. Myself personally, it took me 2 years to learn how to catch idle, and you got kids like Corey that have no riding background experience with stunt riding, and he's catching on to this stuff within a month. I'm saying Corey, but that's Justin. Corey up there. But yeah, I mean, one piece at a time. This guy's practicing the same thing as Corey, but you know, sees Corey chasing it out, getting a little more distance, but he's not going to go over there and pressure himself to match Corey's progress. So just remember, you are your own rider. This is your own bike. This is your ship. You are the captain, and no one else is in charge but you. So one piece at a time, people. All right, people have been waiting for a loop. Let's go. All right, guys, so Corey's making killer progress. Thankfully, no mishaps in today's training, but that's going to be 5 tips to wheelie in your Surron easier. Let me know if you guys want a straight up dedicated tutorial to wheelie in a Surron, and I'm slowly starting to piece together some information that I think will be good for you guys. Being that I'm a professional stunt rider, it's a little hard to break down realistic expectations for a beginner how to wheelie a Surron video, but I figured this would be a cool way to look at it. A guy that's literally new to wheeling a Surron, and me just kind of breaking down the side and explaining some stuff as I go. But hopefully you guys get something from this video. Big shout out to Corey Vlogs for being my test subject while we break down these 5 tips. And if you guys have any additional tips that you think would be helpful for the other people, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. But yeah, I'm new to Surron, so I'm still breaking down the lifestyle out here. But it's been sick so far. But other than that, guys, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Like always, keep it dank. Later!